Switch. Hey, Internet. What's up? This is maybe a weird thing. Who knows? So hello, welcome to Hoard of the Dragon Queen. Well, I switch up the music to the Dragon Ball Super recap music. Hopefully, you guys are...
Still saying it's hosting somebody.
We just exited host mode. I forget there's always a delay on that. I don't preemptive. So it should be good now. Hopefully you guys are enjoying our nice and shiny, brand new, up and like HD actually looking cameras right now. Because this is crazy. Like the craziest clear our cameras have ever been. And oh my god, and Sean's in the chat. What is even happening? So hello Internet, welcome to Hoard of the Dragon Queen. I didn't update our Twitch thing. We're gonna go do that as we speak. Hoard of the Dragon Queen number 11, guys. We have made it 11 episodes. From a group that I did not think would make it more than 4. Because I stopped my notebook and started writing for a different campaign. That's besides the point, though. So, hello. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of... And Dana's there. Look at the whole group is there. Everybody from yesterday. The support is coming out in droves. So, hello. Just to give you guys a little bit of a heads up of what to expect. We are playing an online game. The reason we started a little bit later than normal is technical difficulties have plagued us. We're also doing this whole 2 people streaming from the same house, so yay bandwidth for that. So that's fun. But this is a group of currently 3 ladies who are here to play Hoard of the Dragon Queen, the first ever pre-written campaign for 5th edition, published anyway by the folks from Kobold Press. I will throw up... Alright, Nerd Immersion raid on Nerd Immersion channel. You are correct. Let's throw up... My Wii U is trying to get me to play it again. You guys can check out the links there. If you want to go back and watch from the beginning, there have been 10 other episodes. Our party is in the town of Elturel, having been sent here by Leosin Erlanthar, the half-elf monk of the Harpers. He said to seek out Ontharr Frume in the town of Elturel. After some back and forth and a little bit of interesting times with a couple of dwarves in the woods, baking pies, naked in a bathtub with a ghost mom, all crazy stuff has happened. This group has made their way to... Oh, I have to switch that up. Good catch on that. Because everything's out of order.
Oh no, I wanted to be Roswin.
No, I'm Roswin.
We're fixing that right
Hey, I'm Adela.
now. Not anymore. Everything is fixed, maybe. Good catch, guys. Thank you for that. So anyway, they made their way to Elturel, where they met a very unique gentleman. Ontharr Frume loves stories. And Ontharr asked them to go and enjoy the festival. There's a big festival in Elturel showing off, just games and fun times. And he said, impress me and come back tomorrow evening. And if you have shown your worthiness, we'll have a conversation. So, they decided to go do that. And as they left the Pair of Black Antlers tavern, a strange man in a hooded cloak pulled up, bumped into Odella, and we're pretty much picking up actually, that happened right at the start. We're fast-forwarding through the rest of the day, unless anybody has anything new they want to say. The party kind of all went their separate ways to kill the rest of the day, so we could start the next day with the actual event itself. Did you guys have anything... I'm looking at Katie, like, it's off screen here. Did you guys have anything you wanted to say or mention that you did, whether for the viewers just so they know, or things that have changed since last time that happened from about noon till the end of the day?
Just basically, I went to the 2 temples and got some toys for some orphans that nobody knows.
Mm-hmm.
And spend some time telling stories to them, and then eventually went back and back to the group.
Okay. By the way, I will also say that unfortunately, due to IRL situations, Kit, who plays Phoenix the Bard, will no longer be able to join us here on stream. So she is heading out, and I will be kind of role-playing Phoenix, and then having her kind of ride off into the sunset at the appropriate time in the next couple of hours in the next day, basically. So the party will be down to 3, and we'll see what happens there. During the course of the day and into, you guys sleep through the night, get your full rest, all of your spells and everything, hit points healed if any of that has been used up. Odella, did you fill in anybody on what you received?
Well, specifically in my message to the other 2 people, because we had like a heart-to-heart last night about stuff, but that doesn't need to be. But in the morning, I tell everybody that a friend of Leosin told us that we should go about our business today, but that they want to meet later on tonight, but they can't do it, obviously, because we're apparently being watched by the Cult of the Dragon, so.
All right, and you guys all heard in that already.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, they learned walls have ears, play cool. Guys are saying the audio and the video is desynced. That's annoying.
I've also heard that OBS has been having that issues too.
Has it?
Yeah.
Well, I am sorry, folks. I can't really help much about the desync issue.
Unless you want to redo OBS real quick. That's the only I've heard that fixes, or you're just gonna have to carry on.
Or did it just like start it and like stop it and start it again?
Yep.
Thoughts? Group thoughts? Start it.
It's up to you.
The better question is, for those of you
Chat
watching,
thoughts.
how annoying is it for the desync? Because if it's that annoying, we'll try and fix it. I'll leave it up to you guys. But anyway. No, I didn't. But I can.
Oh, it is.
Alright, folks. We're back. Sorry about the going down. Hopefully that fixed the desync issue. If not, I will fix it in post for you guys. When it hits YouTube. That's the best I can do. It'll be a pain in the ass, but I'll do it. So, it is the next morning. You guys have had your little heart-to-heart. What time do you all wake up the next day?
Bright and early.
Yeah.
Okay.
We get to bed at a decent time.
Alright. 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock. Rock.
When did the event start? I don't have that list.
The start of the kind of festival events was 8 a.m.
Okay.
That was the feast and speech.
I would like to go to the feast and speech.
Yes, me too.
Okay. So, I'll say you guys get up with enough time to make your way over to sort of the center of town, and then we'll change the music, because we are still in Dragon Ball pre-music. And I started it back up again.
Girls, I am pinning the schedule in the chat we have.
Thanks, Boo.
I got you.
Alright, that's good enough music, I guess. So, yeah, you guys make it to the center of town. You see people gathering. There's a large group of people. And you see, climbing to the top of center stage is a familiar sight to you, Roswin, someone you went and asked a question of more recently. And it is a large, heavily muscled, ebony-skinned man with a large set of hanging golden chains around his neck, with a large cross, a mohawk, several rings, kind of a scowly look to his face. And he proceeds to invite you all to something they are calling just the Elturel Games and Festival. There's no crazy name. This was put together on a quick things. And he goes on to sort of give you guys all the speech, and there's a lot of and a pity fool, because I'm not going to do an entire speech as Mr. T because I didn't write it out. So, but somebody donated for that NPC, so he's there. And basically, he gives you guys all the information that the first event starts at 9. Enjoy the feast. It is part of it. It is put on by the town, so there is a fair amount of different kinds of foods. They are all for free. It's part of, in hopes that you guys will participate and use kind of the entry fees and pay for things along the way, that this is sort of a sign of good faith for the town. So you guys are more than welcome. They have the kind of list of events posted for you guys if you'd like to enter into any of them. And then they say, closer to the event and at the location of the event will be more information about whatever is there. So, what would you guys like to do? You've got about, we'll say at this point, 45 minutes to kill before the first event starts.
Well, when that guy gets on the stage, I'm going to look at them and whisper, "He loves his mama."
He does. He's at the end. You kind of, as he gets off the stage, and he's like patting himself on the back, he's like, "Love my mama."
Well, what would you guys like to enter? Because we gotta make sure we got coverage.
I'll go ahead and I will enter in arm wrestling in the wrestling contest.
Okay. Just again, a little bit of housekeeping on that. If you are in one contest, you cannot enter in to another one at the same time slot. However, if you're in one that continues onward, if you make it past the first round, you're in the second round, you're sort of locked in. So, Light, you're good till 1 p.m., so you're good till after lunch for both of the events you're planning on entering. Odella and Roswin, what about you guys?
I kind of nudge Rosalind. I'm like, hey, you can turn into animals, right?
Mm-hmm. I do it all the time.
How about a horse?
Yeah, I can be a horse.
How offended would you be if I was like, we should enter that horseback riding competition?
You wanna get on my back and ride me and enter the competition?
Yeah, I think that would be a fun way to compete.
Huh. I mean, sure, that'll be a bonding exercise.
Cool.
All right. So at this point, Phoenix is kind of like, yeah, whatever. She's like, I guess I'll do open mic stuff later on, whatever. And just doesn't seems less than interested in anything you guys have to say. So what would you like to do? Or are you just gonna go and cheer them on as they enter the horseback riding competition?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you guys make your way, as it gets closer to 9 o'clock, to the horseback riding competition area. There's a large area of kind of it's cordoned off with fences. As you get closer, you do see a series of jumps within the ring, and this is more of a hunter-style competition, not a dressage competition, so there's going to be more jumps and things to that event. It's just probably the most common, and they're not really a western town, so there's no broncos roping kind of stuff here. So you guys get closer and you basically see the sign, and there's sign-up sheets for rider and horse, and then basically the rules that are listed are fastest time through the course, and then obviously points will be taken off for clipping any of the jump rails, and then if you make it into the top, we'll go top 10 of everybody signed up on the list, you move on to the second round, which starts at 10 o'clock.
So if we lose this and we don't go into the last horseback riding competition, can Roswin enter the pie eating competition?
Sure.
Okay, great.
Is there anybody around who looks like they might have an extra saddle that I can talk off them?
You did say that you wanted to go do that in your downtime.
Yeah, you did say you wanted to pick up gear. I thought.
I did, but then you were like, you don't have any time, so I was like, oh, well, I accomplished nothing.
Well,
During my downtime.
originally you had said, like, I want to look for a bag of holding and look for people, and I was like, you can't do all of them. But if you wanted to get, like, if you had this plan last night to try and talk
Yes, I
Roswin into
did.
doing, then I'll say you bought the saddle.
Okay, cool.
We'll say you brought it with you to the event in the hopes that it would work.
Yep.
So, the
I
question,
was like, I already got this. We should just enter.
the true question is, where does Roswin transform? Like, how close? Because I'm sure...
Behind the building.
She's just gonna follow Adela's lead. At first she'll probably be like, well, okay, here we go. And then I assume Adela will be like, what? Oh, wait, hold on.
Okay. So if you guys... We'll say you duck out of the way so she doesn't just transform into a horse in front of everybody in the competition.
And I'm like, we just don't want everybody else to be jealous because I know that they're going to be super jealous of you. So let's just keep it a little under wraps here.
And I'm going to go out on a limb and say riding horse, not draft horse or war horse for agility-based competition.
Yeah, I don't have those stats. If you can add them for me.
Oh.
Nah.
I think you can probably just pull them up in the compendium.
Oh, really?
Riding horse. Yep, just type riding horse. It's right there. So, basically what you're going to need to know is your strength is a 16 and your dex is a 10. Because you're going to be making a lot of athletics and acrobatics checks.
Okay.
And I'm going to let you, Odella, make... Because again, it's going to be more of like a... You're going to have to make acrobatics checks too, because you're not really guiding her. She's kind of doing this on her own. So it's not an animal handling check.
I'm just looking awesome on top.
And I was going to...
Oh, girl.
Quotes are just coming out like crazy
No.
tonight.
Actually, the warhorse has better stats than that.
Okay. If you could transform into it, what's the speed difference, though? Well, I know riding horse has a speed of 60.
60.
Really? They're the same. That's
Yeah.
kind of weird. You would
That is
think
weird.
one would be better than the other. But apparently, like, at the different things. But I guess a warhorse is just the best.
Mhm.
There you go. D&D. Challenge rating a half is better than a quarter in all aspects of the word. So, sure. Warhorse, then. Okay.
I mean, it kind of makes a little bit of sense because they have to like leap over dead bodies and stuff. And
Sure. Whatever, it's fine. So first up, you guys, I'm gonna say, oh, by the way, are you entering under Odella and Roswin as the name of the horse and the rider?
I asked Roswin if she wants to have like a horse name.
The question is, do you ask her this before she turns into a horse?
Yes.
Sweetie Pie.
Odella and Sweetie Pie.
No, she'll just be Dell. She won't be Odella. She'll just be Dell.
Dell and Sweetie Pie. All right.
At this point, I just kind of arch my eyebrow and I'm just going to walk away and go behind just to cheer on. It's just like, I don't want to know what's happening.
Fair enough. All right, you go and get into the stands in a prime position because you're fairly tall, so people in front of you isn't really an issue anyway. So you guys watch. There are a total of, let's say, 25 people, 25 teams, horse and rider teams, enter in here, and you guys are about halfway through, and you're a little worried. Because Odella, you don't know much about Roswin, or potentially how clumsy she could be in tiefling and or druid form. But there's some pretty good showers here. So, it eventually gets up to your guys' moment. And you walk...
Can I?
Yeah?
While this is happening, can I are we like in a line? Like, can I see the other like combatants or whatever?
Yeah.
Can I try to like psych them out?
describe how you're planning to do this.
Just be like, man, did you hear, like, when they were setting up this course, like, just a couple people, their horses went lame. I guess it's really hard, and, like, I don't know, that third jump, man, and just kind of, like, give them, like, details about how horribly it could go for them.
Go ahead and make me an intimidation check.
Oh, no.
And I'm gonna puff myself up and look really
Horsey.
substantial and horse-like.
Alright. 16 is pretty good. Let's see.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. People are like... Okay, like, they're like, yeah, we haven't seen this chick around before. Sure. Her horse's name is Sweetie Pie. A clear threat. So they're like, yeah, whatever.
Do not Sweetie Pie. She's the best.
They don't say anything, but there's like an air of like, this isn't our first rodeo. You're trying to psych us out, kid. And like, you can see that some of these people, they're veterans. Like, they've done this before. This may be what
I
they...
just thought I'd try.
Yeah, hey. I mean...
It's a good idea.
Well within your wheelhouse to give it a go. So, it is now your guys. You have moved up to the gate. The announcer speaks through his megaphone, and he says, and now, approaching the course, we have Dell and Sweetie Pie? And you guys...
So there's definitely, like, flowers in her mane and stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
I got always looks when she transforms.
Yes, yeah, there are jasmine / other flowers and a sunflower, because reasons, in her hair. And you guys, I'm assuming, you get yourself set in the saddle and start off to, like a bit of a trot to get ready and kind of, get your bearings, understand how things are going before you truly set out for the course. And you hear, the announcer comes back over and he goes, all right, rider, take your mark. And then it counts down 3, 2, 1, and then you guys are off. And it's a fairly circular course. There's nothing crazy for this one. It's just kind of the outside edge of the pen, back around to the front. But they are varying levels of jumps, and there are, for the first round, there are, let's say, 6 jumps. The number I'm picking out of the air here, 6 jumps. So... it basically goes like low, medium, high, low, medium. So they staggered up a little bit. So, Rosman...
There's like a water jump.
Yeah, we'll say the third one is a water jump, but it's fairly shortly followed after by another high pole jump, just to kind of keep you on your toes. So, Roswin, this is going to be warhorse-based athletics checks. So... Go ahead, and you're galloping up to the first jump.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and make me your athletics check for the first jump. Okay, this is a fairly low jump, so you do manage to... Odella, you're like, all right, this is an easy one. But she makes it, you clear it, you don't clip it, you're moving along at your speed, things are going pretty well. Dust is kicking up as you touch down, and you're making your way towards the next jump. This one, about double the height of the one you just jumped. Let's get another check.
I'm so nervous.
I am too.
Okay, you actually managed to jump this one, and you didn't feel that confident going into it, but you managed to clear it, and... You make it over, and you don't touch it. You were like, oh, it was a little close. You were a little worried. Then you come to the next one, and this one is even higher. Like, if that was 2 poles, 4 poles, this is now 6 poles, and you see there is water on the other side of this jump.
Oh, no.
So, go ahead and make your next check.
You know what? Nah. I'm gonna use my natural 20 from Global.
Okay. So
24.
The horse just leaps. The mane is... Odella, your hair is flying back. Like as you kick up the dust, but it looks more like stars and glistening silica in the air rather than dust. And the moment kind of like freeze frames as it's just like enough time for like the horse to turn to the crowd and wink as the horse touches down on the other side of the water. No problem. And the horse picks up and then goes for the next. This is another high jump, same height, no water. Let's get the next jump here. Over that one, no problem. Then it comes up to the... Oh, what's this? It's a low jump. This is weird. Go ahead, let's get the next one. Natural 20. We are on fire. Just boom, over that one. Now we get
Hear
the...
this big old whistle.
Yeah, right? A big old crowd whistle coming from Lux. And then you've got the last jump. This is the same as that second jump you did before. Over it, touchdown. You know, you stick the landing for all intents and purposes, and due to the exceptional speed at which you were able to run through it, you clear this in top time for the first round. You are currently the #1 contender for the horseback riding competition. And Katie, thanks to Ronnie T. Bear, a.k.a. Sean, you have another crit.
Yes!
Remember...
I'm gonna use this all for horseback riding.
Yep, and then later on, the Cult of the Dragon's like, well, man, we better kill that horse. That's
Yep.
it's gonna really mess with us later on. Okay, so you guys go ahead and you clear the competition. And those people that were like, you were like, oh, it's a tough jump, they're kind of like a little bit awestruck as you guys trot out.
Right, I wink at them as like we leave.
Okay, so you guys have completed that successfully. Lux, you're able to come down and join these guys as the competition has ended. There's about you've guys got about 20 minutes or so before round 2 begins. So you guys have 20 minutes to regroup.
How long can you stay
2 hours.
with the horse? Okay.
You'll be able to probably just make it through the end of the next competition, depending on... Right now, you guys are the top contenders, so you have... Typically, the top contender would go last, but they'll give you the option if you'd like to go first.
I'd like to go first, because then I can rest.
you don't have... You have a horse neighing at you.
I'm like, is it Sweetie Pie?
Sweetie Pie.
I'm like, Sweetie Pie, would you like to go now or later? Stomp twice if you would like to go now.
Clop, clop.
Sweetie Belle's ready to go.
Sweetie Belle, Sweetie Pie, we're all sorts of My Little Ponies. It's fine.
Sweetie Belle is really hard because it's the name of an actual thing. Sweetie Pie is not.
I'm gonna give all sorts of horse nuzzles to my buddies.
Alright, so you guys have made it through the first round of the competition. You opt to set the bar for the next coming round. You guys are set up. You're going in first. You've never seen the course. You haven't seen anybody run the course. You move in. Okay, here we are. Same course, however, the layout, it's not just a nice, neat circle around the outside. You've got to wave in and out of a couple of these different jumps. You notice that all of the low jumps, with the exception of one, have been replaced with those medium jumps. There is now the one water jump, however, it is immediately followed by another jump. And you notice that some of these are going to be hard turns to make. They may require an acrobatics check to make that sharp turn to get to the next jump. So, alright, you guys move in. Wow, okay, couple of things here. First of all, Rex, thank you for coming out and checking us out live. We're glad to have you here. Mud Puppy. Roswin, you have a +1 on all rolls for the rest of the stream.
Yeah! Where's that sticker?
Yeah, it should be there. Go ahead, let's see it. +1. There we go.
Thanks, Mud Puppy. And thank you, Sean, too, for the crit.
Alright, so I said it was 6 jumps before.
I hope we get a trophy if we win.
Oh, man, I would love a trophy.
You guys, it is now 8 jumps for this one. And the way it's designed, it's sort of
Can
like
I,
a...
like,
Go ahead.
can I, like, before we go out, can I, like, be like, okay, I believe in you. You are a beautiful horse, and I, like, wink. Like, you can do this. You are amazing, and like give her like a hype up talk, maybe.
Sure. I will say you. Oh my god, these are stupid. I will say you can give her. You'll use the help act. You'll ready an action to use the help action on the first jump, so she has advantage on the first jump. I'll give you that.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Ready?
So now, the way the setup. This one previously was a like an oval basically around the course. This one is now sort of how would I describe this? Almost like a figure eight, but rather than crossing, it kind of comes in towards the middle, almost like a bow tie. So you have to kind of, after the first two jumps, you have to kind of curve in to get the third one. So it's sort of outset, so you have to kind of bank that turn to make the jump. So the way this is going to work is it's going to be 8 jump checks and 2 turned acrobatics checks to make the 2 in the middle. So I gotta see if I have. Do I have any more like intense music to like?
Let's get hyped up.
Yeah, let's see what I've got here. Do I
I
have?
feel like I should save the 20 in case we get to the finals. I'm gonna do that. I'm whinnying a lot.
Yeah. Let's see here. That's not. Nope.
I believe you can fly. I believe you can touch the sky. I
Oh,
think about it every night and day. Just spread
you're
your
getting
wings
ready
and
for us
fly
to be
away.
bardless.
Yeah, right. No, these are just 2 upbeat and 2 preachy temple of ancient gods. Do we have?
No horse music.
We'll go with this. That's fine. This is a little bit more
Kinda
crazy.
intense.
Yeah. Well, this isn't. This isn't the first round. This is the second round. All right, Roswin. You set out the gate. You have a medium jump in front of you. Go ahead and make. Oh, you have advantage on this check. Go ahead. That is a 18. Yeah. Over
no,
that.
20 with the Timor's blessing.
You're right. 20. So, let me just see. I'm drawing this out as we speak. Let's go. We got that. One, two, and then there we go. Okay, next up, this is another high jump. This is the water jump from before. The course is set up a little bit different. Go ahead and make your jump here. Ooh, you jump, back legs, take out all 6 poles. You're going to be docked that point. Go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Meanwhile, my Discord stopped working, so that's great.
Oh. Well, it doesn't matter that you're stopped working technically.
Yeah.
Because you're being picked
I
up.
can't hear if anybody
You can't
else.
hear anybody. Ooh. You. Yeah, I know you can't hear anybody else, but at least they can still hear you. Right? You guys can still hear us.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, you try to recover from that, and you kind of like your back legs sort of do like a cartoon running,
Oh no.
You manage to, even though these poles are on the ground and your horse hooves are rolling over them, you clearly know you are docked some serious points for this one. But you manage to keep your footing and start going, and you splash down into the water. You keep moving towards the next. This is the jump where all this shit's going on. You need to make your acrobatics check to bank that turn. However, due to all of the shit that just happened, this acrobatics check is going to be at disadvantage.
No.
A 6! You, go and you sort of... Go ahead and make me an athletics check. You do, man... You clip. You take the top pole out as you manage to sort of make the turn and just kind of, with all reckless abandon, sort of do, a sideways jump. Horses can't jump like this, but you kind of, like this. Sideways. You're oh! Because you're I'm a human. I'm, in a humanoid bipedal form, I could do this. And you're ah! You just kind of, you clip out, you take the top poles out. Odella, you're oh, what have I done? we were doing so well, and I trash talked all those
so
people out
sad.
front.
I'm yelling, you guys can do it!
All right, we're on. This is another medium jump now here, Roswin.
Okay. Come on, big money, no whammies. 15.
Yeah, that makes it. You over that. You're coming around the bend now. Back to the other one. We've got another medium-sized jump here.
24.
Yep. Over that. Now that was okay. Now this is where you're gonna come and bank in. You gotta make your acrobatics check to make that turn. Although the jump waiting ahead of you is a medium-style jump. Go ahead. Acrobatics check.
Yeah.
Natural 20. Bam! Bank in, making up a little bit of the time that you lost bumbling over the last one. Go ahead and make me an athletics check. Clear this one, no problem. And the final jump, a high jump. You messed up on both of these before. Can you make the last one?
Probably not.
You take out the bottom two or the top two poles, and you settle in. You have set the bar, mind you, for the rest of the group of the 9 remaining teams, of which only 5 will make it to the finals. You guys have screwed up on 3 of the jumps, including. So normally, based on your last run, which took about a grand total of like 30 seconds by the speed you guys made through this course, you anticipate this one you probably could have done at top speed under the ideal circumstances in about 45 seconds or so. We lose your feed, Katie?
I don't know what's going on.
It says you turned your video off.
That's
I
luck.
didn't do that.
Katie's
I don't
over.
know.
Oh, we lost. I see.
Let's check your appearance.
Got it. We just lost.
Things
Okay.
just moved.
All right, that's fine. We can fix that. Sorry,
Yeah, 'cause
guys.
everybody's cameras froze.
Gotcha. One sec, guys. Let's just fix that. Oh, well, we just, refresh this. Sorry, guys. One step at a time here. Everything... There you go. Okay, so... This, you imagine, would take you about 45 seconds or so. With all of your points, you are at 1:05. You've been added on an extra 20 seconds for all of your mistakes. So, you are currently at 1:05. I didn't have to roll last time. Now we're going to have to roll. So, you come trotting out, and there's just Snickers. Non-stop Snickers from everybody. That sort of was, you were like, oh, you better look out, that third jump's a doozy. And as you trot by, head hung low, the same person who made it to the second round that says, you weren't kidding about that third jump, as you trot on by. Head hung in shame.
I will light my hand on fire and I say, buddy, you want to say that again?
And then you
Is
see...
there like enough time to for me to go down there?
I'll
Or is
say,
there-
I'll say you can be getting there sort of right as this happens. And then you hear, you best not be lighting up no fires here in my city!
As Odella lights up her hand, Roswin just keeps walking. She's like, nope.
Roswin picks... This canter turns...
On my horse.
Yeah, your horse just sorts of picks up. And Lux, I'm going to say you get there right as Mr. T is like, better check yourself. As you see Roswin start to pick up speed, I'll say you can kind of fall in line with them.
I put my hand down and I'm like, I just kind of grumble as Robin takes me away.
And I'll go to where I change first
To change back.
to change back. Yeah.
Alright,
I'll
so...
get off before that happens.
Not
Yeah.
a bad idea. Alright, so... Okay, I've got 9 other horses to run. Oh, we've got a critical roll d20 right here. Let's use this one, because these rolls could be considered critical.
Lose.
Well, I've never used this. It is not orange die. We'll see how these
No.
ones do.
That doesn't matter for you, Ted.
Natural 20. What?
Put those away.
2 in a row. Oh, man. I haven't used this one before. Alright. Okay, so let's go. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so you guys minute 10 on the first guy, even though they made those 2 natural 20s. Sorry, I'm just rolling a bunch. Alright. This is... I could just roll it in roll 20, but it's not as fun if you guys get to see what I'm rolling.
I get to watch all the magic happen.
Turn your camera around, then we can too. No, I was kidding.
Here, I'll do one of these. We'll do roll d20, roll... I guess it would be 10 d20. Alright. We can do that again. Huh. These guys are doing pretty good. All things considered.
Thanks to Mud Puppy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, there isn't anything that lets you give anybody a -1 to all their rolls. Because that would
You
be...
cut out. You
Really?
keep cutting out. Yeah.
Do I?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I don't. Maybe you're just saying that.
You probably are.
Yeah? Did you say? I am?
I don't know. I said you probably are.
Oh, alright. Well, fair enough. Alright, so... all things considered, you guys somehow, by the skin of your teeth, just make it into the top 5.
So I say sorry, no pie eating for you.
That's fine.
I'll get you a pie later.
Okay.
So, you guys are now in the final competition. There were a lot of people that were around similar to you. However, there were 2. One person had a basically perfect run and made it in the 45 seconds. And there was another we had a 45, we had a 50, we had a 1 minute flat, and you guys tied with somebody else for a minute 5 to make it into the finals.
But our first round was so impressive.
True, which has also been taken into consideration. So, there are now 10 jumps in this.
Can I give her another talking?
For the first one.
Psych her up.
For the
psych her
first
up?
one.
Okay.
They have replaced all of the medium jumps. There are only now 6 pole jumps, the high jumps. And there are now 3 acrobatics checks in this, because it's like going and it waves to get you through there. So, first you guys are not given the chance to choose to go first. I'm going to need you guys to roll me... Odella, since you're the rider here, I'm going to need you to roll me a d5. They pick them at random. Let's say. Guess who's going first? It's you guys.
Yay.
Alright. So, Roswin, you come trotting in. The announcer says, "We are here for the finals, for the glory and the specialty surprise trophy, as well as a little something extra donated by some of our sponsors. The finale of the horseback riding competition. Riders, take your mark. 3, 2, 1, and then you guys are off. So, first jump, Roswin. Give me an
Well,
F.
thank God I had advantage.
You did, and you clear the jump. So let's go. We've got 10 jumps, and we have
20.
Yep, acrobatics. All right, so second jump. Another athletics check. A 13. Unfortunately, you clip the top pole. That's going to add to your score. But you do manage to keep your footing as you touch down. And then I'm going to need you to go ahead and make another athletics check, for the third jump.
Are you going to let me know when we get, like, water jumps?
Yep.
Okay. Oh God.
Did that go through? Ooh. A 10. You clip again and you take out more poles. 2 or 3 poles. This is not good. You now have made it to your water jump, which is going to... But to get there, you got to make an acrobatics check.
Oh.
Do you have any touches of luck left?
I think you do.
Hold on. Let me see. It's hard without 2 screens, guys.
Yeah. The tension is building.
I don't see that I have any more left.
Okay.
I thought it was on that document, but can I give her mine?
Because you guys are riding together, I'll say sure. So
Then
go
I will
ahead
give her mine.
and make me another acrobatics check.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Well, we'll see.
I mean, I gotta contribute somehow.
That's better.
You're more or less the just the front for this whole thing. Yeah, you managed to... You were feeling a little like, oh no, I'm not going to be able to make this turn. And then you feel like Odella kind of like pat your neck soothingly. And you're like, no, I got this. So you make it towards the water jump. I'm going to need you to go ahead and make me an athletics check for the water jump.
I'm going to use my natural 20.
All right. Clear it, no problem. Similar to before, the slowdown of time. You touch down, no problem, and move onward. You are now at the next jump. Just go ahead and give me another athletics check.
Jesus. 12.
You're, again, clipping. This is not going so well. So far, you feel like you've already added 15 seconds to your time. I'm going to need you to make an acrobatics check, though, to make the next one. Ooh, 5. It's tough. I'm going to need you to make an athletics check at disadvantage for this next one.
Nope. 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 Nope.
You don't even jump. You just run right through the poles. Poles go everywhere.
Well, it was fun while it lasted.
Oh, Roswin's so upset with herself.
You got to go ahead and you've got to make another athletics check for me.
16.
Yep. Jump it, no problem. Managed to catch your footing back. I need another athletics check. Clear this one, no problem. You feel like you got your rhythm back, but oh no, acrobatics check.
Yes.
Not a problem. Pulling that one out, and then your final athletics check. I think.
15.
Clear it. You make it. You guys, a little bit battered, a little bit worn, but you are the lead for this. You imagine that this whole thing could have taken you under optimal circumstances. Probably about, we'll say, a minute to clear. However, you guys are at a minute. Let's see, you made the natural 20 there, so we'll give you some time back for that. You guys are at a minute 20 seconds for what happened there.
I pat her on the shoulder, give her a little cure wounds, and I say, "You did a good job, and we made top 5, and I'm proud of you."
Oh, and we lost Katie, and then she's back, but she's in a different position. So,
Oh.
all right, let's see.
I don't know why I keep losing connection.
I don't know either. It could be because we're trying to do this on the same connection. There's a lot of things running all at once here. All right, so you guys are now waiting for the final group of riders to make their way through. So let's see what we've got. Slash roll 10d20. Maybe. Alright, so we've got Alright, they only made 2 of their jumps. So they're not looking so hot. Granted, they would have the bonuses. What was the bonus for an athletics check for a riding horse?
For a riding horse?
For a war horse, rather.
Oh. Why are they bringing a war horse to a running race?
I don't know. It seemed like a good idea at the time.
Oh, you poop. What was it for dexterity?
No, athletics.
Oh, +4.
Alright, so it would have probably been +3 for a riding horse. So I'll give you that. That's a good point. So they only actually make 3 of their jumps. So you guys are beating the second riders that went through.
4th place.
Ooh. However, the people in front of the third people in the... Oh, alright, we're moving all around here, guys. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These people made 5 of their jumps. However, they did get 2 natural 20s, so we're going to count that as basically 7 made. We've got the 4th group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 jumps. And the last one, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to count that as 5. Alright.
Laura, can you see me?
Can I see you? Yeah.
Really? I can't.
Yeah. It's only you, 10.
That is so weird.
Can you see me, Light?
Yeah, I don't...
Yeah?
Yeah, I can't.
Yes, I can see.
I don't know why I can't see you. That's so weird. I could try refreshing. We'll see how wonky that makes it.
Wow.
That's like my favorite face ever.
There we go. Got you back. So, now we've got to check slash roll 2d20. So your first competition, who got, what did I say, 5? They actually fail both of their acrobatics checks. And basically, you guys made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You guys also made 7 of your jumps. Alright. Seven of your jumps, you natural 20'd on the 1 acrobatics check, and you made the final one. And then...
I'm so nervous.
Yeah, it's close. 7. They made that. Wow. Yeah. Despite you guys tanking on some of these and some of the spectacular rolls made by some of the other folks here, you guys, your acrobatics and your speed at which you made it through, some of those that clutch water jump at the beginning, as if gifted by some sort of divine grace, as if some sort of guardian angel from another world was looking down upon you. You guys come in first place in the horseback riding competition.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shoot.
Yeah, so you guys are brought up on stage in front of everyone else. It was down to the last acrobatics checks, so you guys managed to somehow just ever so slightly eke it out.
We just edged them out like by like 100th of a second.
Yeah,
Not that
I
they
mean,
can measure that, but
yeah, it was close because, like I said, you had the guys, they tied you for jumps, but they failed all their acrobatics checks, and they had a guy that beat you, like, was a little bit less, but they made their acrobatics checks. It was right down to the wire. So, you guys are brought up on stage, and you see, at the top of the stage, a familiar, ornery, muscled, onyx-skinned gentleman, and he goes, "Well, We have a winner! And he goes, I don't mean to be mean, because I love my mama, but I pity all you fools who lost the race. And he hands you guys this big old gold trophy with, like, a horse kind of reared up, like that typical horse pose, you know, up on its back hooves like that, with, like, a rider on its back. And it's like, you know, it's like one of those trophies that's like yay big, like the 4-cylinder trophies. And it says Elturel Games Horseback Riding Championship. And he goes, also, and he hands you guys over a bag. He hands you, Odella, because you have Rosman as a horse. He hands you a bag of gold coins. And you'll have to count
What was
them.
the cost to enter, by the way?
Oh yes, I'm sorry. Good point. It was 50 gold to enter the race.
Okay, I'll front that.
So you guys get your gold coins, and you guys also get a thing that I have to find.
I love things.
Yeah. I had like a custom thing designed for this, but I don't remember what it was, and I don't know where I wrote it down. Like I think I have like an image, like a screenshotted image or like something written down. But I don't have that, so you guys are gonna get something less custom, but probably better in the long run because it's a pre-existing item. So, oh wait, I think I remember. It is here? Maybe? From Tumblr, perhaps? Chat's going crazy. I'm not even looking at it. Where is it? Is it here? Yes. This is it. Okay, so you guys are brought up for your warhorse. You are granted a set of barding. A set of barding in the highest fashion. This is some of the finest crafted battle armor for a warhorse you have ever seen, Odella. However, this is metal armor. This is adamantine barding. Makes your mount immune to critical hits. This is adamantine plate mail designed for a warhorse.
Super great for the druid who can't touch metal.
Can't wear metal armor.
Wear metal armor.
So Mr. T is just holding, like, it's like, you know, it's the full, like, plate covers up the top, down the front of the nose with, like, the kind of blinders, the eye holes on the side. And it's sort of, like, is interlocked, segmented armor that kind of goes down the spine and then kind of covers, like, the clips around under the front and the back. And he's, like, got it. And he's, like, ready to put it on Sweetie Pie. And he's like...
I'm gonna walk away.
And he's like, what? And he goes...
Can I walk upstairs? On stage?
Sure. And he goes,
Yeah, I'll walk.
hey, who are you? What are you doing?
I'm with them. I could take that.
Yeah, sorry, mate. I have to go catch my horse. I'm sorry. She'll take it. It's fine. Oh, thank you. Bye.
All right. And he hands you the big thing. He hands you... This is... I mean, Lux, you're pretty strong. This is heavy. Like, this is like... Oh... 18 strength times 30... Yeah, like, your muscle... Like, haven't really had... Like, your muscles are, like, popping. Like, you need to move. Like, you got it. But you need to get off stage, because this is heavy. This is like, you can hold, like, lift if you had to, in, like, a dire situation, about 550 pounds. This weighs about 500.
Okay.
Like, it's heavy armor. But it's designed for a strapping warhorse to wear. So you're like, gotta get off the stage.
I do.
I mean, you could do it gracefully enough that you don't look like... been given off this, like...
It's when I grab it, I wink at him and I leave off stage.
And he goes, "Oh, mama," as you walk on stage. And you guys make your way. Yeah, I couldn't. That was actually the first thing that popped up was the adamantine barding. I was like,
Can Lux tell how much it's worth?
Yeah, Lux, this is worth.
Because we're going selling things.
I'll be honest.
The funny part is that you don't know that I can do it, but
Yeah, Lux, this is worth about 6,000 gold pieces.
Oh. Yeah, I look at it and I'm like, well, I'm gonna sell this thing.
Yeah, I mean, barding, you know that plate mail barding, I mean, a suit of plate mail in and of itself is worth about 1,500 gold, finely crafted plate mail, about 1,500 gold base price. To craft it for a large animal would almost quadruple the price, and then to have this much adamantine available, like, this is a serious thing. Like, this is a big deal. So, yeah.
I'll meet up with her later and I say we should let's sell that because nobody can use it. We can't even like refashion it into anything.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, I'm gonna go back to my switchy spot and be a person again, so I can be part of the combo.
Yeah, and I would have went with you so I could take the saddle and resell that back to whoever I took it from or borrowed it from or sold it to or bought it from, whatever.
I do
We
want
still have.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say we still have like the room, right?
Oh, yeah, you still have the room. I would
would've-
say you would have kept it because you were waiting to talk to Ontharr till tomorrow night.
Okay,
So.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, so... Yeah, you guys can take it back to the room because you know, like, that just ended at 11, and the next is, what is it called? Midday Feast? So it's like the lunch, basically, festival. So that's right about at noon is when everybody's kind of like, the festival, the break has started, and it is now lunchtime.
Did
How
you
much
say they gave
gold?
us?
250 gold pieces.
Okay, I'll take the 50 back for entering and I'll give 100 to... Well, I'll give 150 to Roswin and I'll take the other 50 for myself.
Gotcha. Okay, Rosman, you've got
Why are
150
you
gold.
giving her money?
She's gonna go buy more pies.
I'm gonna go give
What?
people money for nothing.
I say if you're not going to spend it on anything, then you can give it to me and I'll get something for the party if you want.
Okay, you should do all of it because you made us look so good.
I'm gonna give you guys a cavalier's saddle, but I don't know. You guys don't really ride animals. Like, do you guys even have horses?
Della would, but
Yeah, but
no.
do you? I don't remember.
I don't have a horse now.
No, we've been hoofing
Huffing
it.
it. Ah! Yeah, because I
She
would have
would
given
if
you.
she had one.
I would have
but-
given you guys something that made it so you can't get dismounted, but you don't have horses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, technically, if you weren't a war horse, I probably would have given you like
Yeah.
something more fitting for a riding horse. But like, that's like the best thing you could have for a war horse.
No,
So
we can sell it. It's great.
Big group hug.
yeah.
Now let's go get some food.
All right. So you guys,
I'll buy.
you guys go, and lunch is free.
I'll still buy.
All right. All right. So, you guys, I also want to point out that I was being nice because this was the first competition of the day. But I do still have 3 fate dice that I could choose to give advantage or disadvantage to you guys. That I got from last time. I just was nice because this was the first competition.
It was also pretty darn rough. There's a lot of checks that had to be made.
Yeah, you guys wanted it in the horseback riding. It's not... It's also, if you think about it, horseback riding and archery are probably 2 of the easiest things to do compared to some of the other ones. Like, dancing, arm wrestling, and wrestling are easier, but, like, you have to sort of be more, like, built that way to do things, you know what I mean? Like, most folks in a medieval time period could do an archery competition. With what
Right.
degree of accuracy, don't know, but it's easier to ride a horse or shoot a bow than it would be to try to be like a strong man, I guess.
Right.
Okay, so you guys finish lunch. It is good. It is hearty. They have a fair degree of things that are more like heavy stuff. There's mead flowing and ales and even a little bit of wine. Nothing crazy. And then after lunch, is the arm wrestling competition. Starts at 1 o'clock. There's also the dancing competition and the play, The Concubine of Zastan. What would you guys... Lux, you said you wanted to do the arm wrestling competition.
Yep.
Correct? And were you guys going to be there to cheer her on, or what was your guys' thoughts?
Yeah, we're a team.
Are there shops open while this thing is going on, or is everybody pretty much closed down?
Pretty much everybody's here, because most people are trying to hawk their wares at, like, the festival. Because, like, you know, like, having carts out in the streets. So most of the shops are, either if they're not participating, they're, like, on, like, a mobile cart system, because, like, you've got the storefront, or you've got the people willing to buy. So people are drinking, people are having fun. Coin is a little bit more loose out here, so it's easier to, rather than trying to, like, if you have a shop on the far side of town, you're getting, like, no business today. So, why were you trying to sell this barding? Is that the plan?
No,
Or
I was looking for something to buy, actually.
what were you looking to buy?
That thing that I was going to look for
Oh, yeah.
yesterday, but couldn't. Not the bag, but the other thing.
Yeah. Gotcha. It's too much to really, at this point.
Yeah.
So.
What's going on over there?
Alright. So. Lux, you are in the arm wrestling competition.
All right.
So, the way it's set up is it's technically got, there is technically 2 arm wrestling competitions. They are self-contained. They're not like a continuing arm wrestling competition. The horseback riding was events.
Mm-hmm.
This is an arm wrestling competition that ends, and then there's another one. If you win one, you can't enter the other.
Okay.
Because they don't want to have like a ringer try to win both.
Yeah.
So, you enter into the first arm wrestling competition. This is the one immediately after lunch, so it's less full because there are people that are still kind of like, they gorge too much on free food. So there's less people entered because people want to try to digest a little bit. So if they feel like that's going to make them arm wrestle better, they're weird. Elturel, I guess. So there is a total of, we'll say, 20 people overall. So everybody pairs off into 2s, and then it'll move on. So you are paired up, Light, with a younger gentleman. He is sort of got, he's got a shaved head, he's got sort of robes on, and he's extremely toned and muscled. However, he doesn't seem to be, they're not big muscles, but he seems to be exceptionally physically fit. The way we're going to do this is the way we've always done this, is it's going to be strength checks. I'm going to leave out athletics. We'll just do straight up strength checks. So it's going to be, you're starting at like position 0, which is here. A past strength check will put you further down. You'll get like about a 45 right before the bottom, and then a bottom of natural 20 will put you 2 positions one way or the other, and a natural 1 will make you lose 2 positions one way or another. If that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you are up against this monk, I guess is what you would have to call him if you were paying much attention. So, go ahead and make me a strength check, and he will as well. So, first position, little scrawny guy. He's got you down about 45.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and make me another strength check.
I get to reroll. I'm using
That's fine.
my last.
Girl, you got this. No, you don't got this.
Wow.
He just puts you down. Like, little monk guy just, you were at about 45 and he just pushes it through. And you see, like, as he's pushing through, you see glowing lines of sort of force ley line energy appear. Like, as he's, like, pushing you down that final way, like, little lines spiraling, intertwining, almost like tribal tattoo lines, but sort of all the way down. into and up each one of his fingers. They sort of glow very faintly, like an iridescent blue, as he slams your hand down. And you, unfortunately, first round are out of the fight.
I look
However,
at him and I kind of go, but I walk away.
all right. So that unfortunately did not take very long. However, you can enter the next one, which he will not be. If he wins, he will not be able to enter.
I'll enter.
All right. So the hour goes by. Everybody's kind of doing their thing.
I've made a sign
Yeah.
that says "Go Lux."
Gotcha. All right. All right. So there's a sign that says "Go Lux" in the crowd to help bolster your resolve as you set up for the second set of competitions. Turns out a little monk guy, he managed to win the first competition. Wong was his name, and Wong gave the money back. He said that he has no need for such material possessions. Testing himself against worthy opponents was more than enough reward. And so the pot for this arm wrestling competition is double what it was.
Ooh.
So, first up, you are set up against a dwarf. So it's a little bit, she like gets a couple of stools put underneath her. And she's kind of scraggly and like she's scarred up and she's sunbeaten. And she seems like she's been around, she's been in a couple of fights. And she goes, "All right, lassie, you think you're up to this? I saw what happened before, but I'm not going to go easy on you either." And she, like, locks up to go ready for you. Position 0. Are you ready?
All right. I'm ready.
All right, so go ahead and give me a strength check versus her strength check. She's a little bit stronger than Wong. But probably not that strong. You know, her little arms, she's kind of like, you see kind of like she's grinding her teeth a little bit, and she's like, furrowing her brow as you bring her further down to about 45 degrees. Go ahead and make me another strength check. You get her. She's like, her little dwarven arms are like, you see the sinewy arms. It's just like she's trying. You see one of her teeth actually crack from under the strain as she's trying to keep you there. She rolls her third strength check, and you roll yours. You put her down, and she like kind of shakes out her arm a little bit, like it's a little bit sore, and she kind of like and spits out the tooth that she cracked. And she goes, "I guess I underestimated you. That monk must have been something else." And she kind of like flicks it off into the ground and kind of like pats you on the back, but it's more like your lower back because she's short. And she just kinda,
Actually,
right on the butt.
on the butt. I look at her and I actually.
You what? Sorry, you cut out.
I extend out my hand.
Oh, and she goes, and she kind of like reaches as well for your hand.
And then I just nod and get ready for the next.
I get the Beastmaster arm grasp, and she nods and heads off into the crowd. So, half of there are now 10 remaining contestants, or 9 other than yourself, and you get paired up. You are now paired up against a Dragonborn. This Dragonborn of not distinguishable scales. It is a greenish-brown mottled scale. It's the normal Dragonborn fare, not distinguishable nature of ancestry. And he kind of just stares you down, and he just kind of growls and shows his teeth, doesn't even speak to you. But as he does, you see little flickers of lightning in his teeth as he locks arms with you. So.
As he does that, my eyes flicker in and out with gold.
And he's like, he's not really sure what to make of that. But he locks in, and you kind of feel the rough, hard dragon scales, calloused hands, and the claws, not digging in, but just grasping tightly onto your hands. Go ahead and make your first strength check.
And Draconic, I say.
And he kind of like, it's a little like put off by it, but he kind of nods as well and says, "Good luck." And as he says "good luck," he just like puts you down at 45 degrees and just kind of smiles and arches one of his brow ridges.
If I rage,
You would have advantage
Okay.
on
Yeah.
your rolls if you rage.
okay.
Again,
And that's-
it would only be for one, because you'd have advantage technically for 6 seconds, and then if you're not hit or get hit, you wouldn't keep the rage. So it's a thing you could do.
Okay.
So you're down at 45.
No. I rage.
Okay. You kind of just as he is got a 15, so you have advantage on your strength check.
Uh-huh.
He still pushes through the rage. This dragon's rage apparently slightly stronger. You are held on at the bottom. You've got him. You're down and you're just like, you've still got one chance. You muster. I'll let you keep the rage for this when you muster the last little bit to attempt the last strength check. Go ahead. He's got a 9. Yes. You've got a 19. You fight him back up to that 45 degree position. And he you saw him smile, and he kind of the smile starts to fade to a neutral expression, uh-oh, maybe there's a little bit more to this lady. But he kind of sturdies himself and goes back in for another strength check, maybe, if it rolls. An 18.
No.
And he puts you back down where you were. And again, you're fighting on. You can feel... you can see him
Come on, Lex.
smiling, and he's ready to go. He's got you
rage
there.
again.
Oh, she raged again. And he's got a 13. And you back up to half position, back to the start, and he's shocked. It put him off his game a little bit. You're right back where you started from.
Do I keep the other? How you say it?
I'll let you keep the rage because you rolled a natural 20. I'll let you
Okay.
keep it. Because he's angry. He's got a 13, but he puts you back down at 45. It's dragon v dragon. It's just... He goes again. 6. You gonna rage again? Oh, you're
No.
done. Alright.
You're 21.
You put him back up. You're back up at the start.
I'm freaking out.
He gets
by the way.
another 6! What is even happening?
17.
You put him down at 45. He's going down, all strain of just smugness has drained from his face, and he's just not sure what's... Oh, and he gets a 7! And you put him down, and he's fighting. You see his other claws digging into the table on the other hand, fighting to stay on. Dragons don't sweat, really, because they don't have pituitary glands, but you get the feeling that he's sweating. As he makes his last check for an 11. And he fights it back up to 45! What is going on? And as you guys are looking around in the crowd, every other fight has ended. It's just everybody is watching this fight go down. He's at 45. He rolls a 10. He's fighting it out.
Rage.
She rages. She's angry at this. And she puts him back down, and he's just trying to hang on. With the 10, and she's still got a red advantage because I gave it to you for 2, let's say. And she puts it down, and the crowd is oh shit, people are losing their mind. The sign is being waved, and you hear a faint pink. The voice sounds pink. How is that even possible? But it's just yay, Lux. It just sounds like Roswin. Oozing happiness in her cute little way. She's flapping her Go Lux sign. And he stands up, and in Draconic, he basically looks at you and kind of wipes off his brow and shakes off his hand and extends his claw to you. And he says, something along the line. He just basically says, well fought, and may Bahamut's guidance shine down on you as he reaches his claw out towards you.
I do the same thing.
And
Bahamut watches all of us.
And he's like that's the proper response to that, to what, you know, he seems like a little put off, but like, all right. And then he moves off. It is now down. There were 10. There are now 5. Lux, go ahead and roll me a d5. Two. Okay, let's roll one for me. Perfect. You got the bye on this one. You are sitting out. So, because it was 2v2, and now it is down to the remaining 2 competitors and yourself, and this is going to be a round-robin tournament of 1 versus 1 versus 1. We'll see who comes out on top. So, the remaining 2 contestants that you see are a half-orc man who doesn't seem to be quite as strong as you would anticipate, in sort of a light, kind of silken style robes. It seems really awkward to you, and someone you've grown to become very familiar with, Mr. T himself. So, you, first round, Mr. T, host of the games, sitting out first round. You versus this half-orc in the silk robes. He lines up to bear down with you. Let's go. First roll. He's got a 6. You put him down. He's fighting to hang on off the first roll. Lux comes back out of nowhere. The crowd's like, wow. Mr. T, like, lifting his eyebrow. Alright, next roll. He rolls a 14. Lux puts his hand through the table. They have to go get another table. And he's like...
Through the table?
Yeah.
Cut out.
Oh, yeah, you put his hand through the table. Like, you break the edge of the table off with your strength. And he's like... He's not happy. But you won that round.
I extend my hand out.
And he's like... He, like, goes and then he, like, switches hands to his other hand that's not, like, currently crushed.
Yeah.
So he's gonna sit this one out as his hand, and he looks at Mr. T and he kind of just goes, no. He goes, I need this hand for my business. I'm not putting it through this again. I forfeit. And he quits. So Mr. T comes up and sits down at the table, arms on either side of the table, and he goes, you ready, fool? He puts his arm
fool,
up.
but I'm ready.
And he goes, I like your mate! And he puts up his hand as you lock into the final round of the arm wrestling competition. First roll, Mr. T, 21.
Oh, shit.
Oh, it's so close. You're like, he just gets you down to... It's like, you are like, if I could just... I'm right there. But he manages to fight you down to 45. You feel like as if you're fighting someone of equal strength as you at the moment. So, second roll. And you fight him back up to the 45. And he's like, woo! Yeah! He's excited. You can see that he hasn't had a challenge like this in a long time. And he goes again with an 8! But a 9! And you fight him down to the 45. And he's like, oh, mama! I need your strength! I drink my milk! My body's good! And he's fighting on as you roll for the next one. He gets a 15. 16! You fight! He's like hanging on. He's like, no! He's like, no! I will not! I'm no fool! He's like, I pity myself! And he kind of tries... You see him try to, like, gain, like, some sort of strength, but he's... He fights with an 18. He's at the bottom. And he gets you back up to that 45 degree. And he's like, no, I'm no fool. My mama raised me right. And he goes again. 20. And he fights you back down to the other 45. And you're like, you were here, and now you're all the way back over here. And he's there. And he rolls again. With a 6. And a 6, it's a stalemate! Nobody moves. Whew. Tension's rising. Unnatural 1. And you fight him back over to the 45. He's back. Complete 180 position swap. He rolls again. A 16. You fight him down. He's hanging on again. He's like, no! No, mama! He's very... And he's pulling and trying to gather his strength as he rolls an 11.
Come on, Lux.
And Lux puts him down. And he's like, oh no! I pity myself. I am the fool.
I look at him as soon as he said that, and I'm like, Nicole, you are worthy. And I put my hand out to him.
And he goes,
Oh, she's so badass.
he goes, graceful, even in defeat. Mr. T appreciates. And he reaches out and he grasps your hand. He goes, and he kind of grasps your hand and he holds it up. He goes, we have a winner! And he hands you a bag of gold and then a second bag of gold on top of it from Wong's not used winnings before.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and you look in it, and it was 50 gold to enter, by the way.
Yeah, I would have.
And there's 500 gold pieces, 250 for each winnings.
Rosalind's gonna
Nice.
fly in and tackle hugger.
And then
Yeah, definitely. I hug her back.
all right. So you guys actually have a break. You can catch at this point. The wrestling competition does not start until 4 p.m. It is now 3 p.m. There is the Concubine of Zastam, the last showing of it for the day. There is a drinking competition. And there is the finales of the dance competition. The drinking contest is similar to the arm wrestling contest. However, if you think you can still win, you can keep going through all three. If you want to try, like you can drink, win, and if you think, because they're like, or if you win, you obviously are pretty drunk. So sure, if you want to keep giving us money to keep trying, go for it. So
Rosalind wants to enter.
The drinking competition?
Yeah.
All right. You are more than able to do so. Yeah, so those are your options at the moment. We're going to take a break as we kind of take a break in the group here. But you can go to the play, you can join the drinking contest, or you can watch the finales of the dance competition. It sounds like Rosalind wants to go drinking. What about the rest of you?
I'll probably go ahead and enter the wrestling.
Okay, so you've got an hour to wait for wrestling, though.
Yeah. So
Okay.
if she's doing the first one, I definitely go cheer her on.
Okay, and Odella?
I'll go cheer on as well.
All right, Benzyme, just real quick, I saw you in the chat. When you type pit fight, you have to put a space and then the person in the chat you want to fight. Space and then their chat name, and you pit fight against them, particularly. That's how that works. So, wow, folks, I'm actually sweating right now from this competition.
That was so good.
That was fun.
It's hard. I'll be completely honest as a DM. It's hard to make these kind of things fun and not boring, especially if not everybody's involved. So you gotta take them where you can get them and figure out what works for you and your group. We kind of knew going into this in a game where we have trouble continuing the story that this wasn't gonna go anywhere. So, but I wanted to give them some fun, chance to RP, chance to win some money. Probably shouldn't have given them adamantine plate mail barding for a warhorse, but whatever. This is Hoard of the Dragon Queen. Gold becomes useless by the end of Hoard of the Dragon Queen. So, anyway. So, we will be right back, guys. We're going to take a little bit break, get some air, cool down, rest our muscles. We will come back and see Roswin take on the drinking competition. Undeafen us, that would help. Hello, Internet. Sorry about the break. Coffee is necessary when you have such stressful moments. But we're back. Yes, it will be. So, hello, folks. We are back. I noticed. Were there donations or something that I missed in the chat? of any kind? I don't know. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anything.
I don't think so.
There may have been, which is possible. And then, give me 2 secs. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. So anyway, guys, we're back. We've had a crazy night of all manner of competitions. Our folks, our lovely lady team of Odella and Roswin have won a horseback riding competition. Lux just tried her hand, and after a rocky start, came back for the win on the arm wrestling competition. And now, which probably goes against most things anyone would think, Roswin is giving her shot and throwing her hat in the ring for the drinking competition. Oh. Don't know what happened there. Did I get an email about things? That might also tell me if I missed any information of any kind. Sorry guys, just want to check and make sure I got everything. Okay, I don't think so. Alright, so you see various people line up, and you see, we'll say that this is, Roswin, roll me a percentile die. Or Katie, I guess I could also say. Because you are the same person.
45.
45? Okay. Then I will say that you... it's bizarre. It makes no sense. This drinking competition... Rosé.
Rosé!
It is a rosé drinking competition. Doesn't make a lot of sense, but that's what it is. For this round, for some reason. So, okay. It's, yeah, they line up. You see a lot of the, like, more burly men are, like a little off-put, and, like, half of them leave. They're like, I'll go for the next one. Forget this. So, there is a halfling, yourself, Mr. T decides to stay, even though it's a rosé, and this sweet old grandma. That's the 4 of you. That's all that's in this competition.
Good luck, everybody!
And the halfling is just, like, excitedly, like, waiting. And the grandma's like, where am I again? And Mr. T is like, oh, pajama sorrows. And yeah, they slide you out all of, like, a champagne flute full of rosé. It's really weird for this kind of comp, but that's what they do. So, what's your constitution modifier?
Her constitution modifier?
Yeah, no, Katie's. I'm curious what Katie's constitution modifier is. Oh, okay, yeah, Roswin's is a 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you said her constitution modifier. Like, I meant Roswin and not somebody else.
Oh, do you mean my person?
No, I was kidding.
What?
I was making a joke. It was poorly received.
I am... Yes, it was.
Yes.
Moving right along.
Anyway, yeah, so you are able to make it through the first 3 drinks. No problem. Mm-hmm. You're used to drinking rosé. It's sort of your jam. I feel like I did miss a donation, because I don't know how to track those. I think it was a bit donation, which is why I don't know if I'm able to track them.
It's on top. If you see the top cheer.
I did see that. I just didn't know what it was for. That was my problem.
It's from Benzie.
Yeah, I know, because he's great. I just... hey, Ben, can you...
Oh, I see it. He says... that fight.
Oh, okay, it was just a cheer. Hey, alright. I'll take the cheer. Ben, if you want to use your cheer donation to impact the game at all, you don't have to, by any means. You can cheer for the sake of cheering. But we added cheer donations as well for bits, if you'd like to do that as well.
That.
Huh?
I just posted one.
Thank you. Thank you, Light. I appreciate it. That
You're
face.
welcome. Yep.
But yeah, Ben, if you'd like to impact the game, you can do that if you'd like. So, anyway, guys, we're moving on. So, the halfling is, like, after 3 drinks, he is looking a little bit sloppy. Mr. T is just like, aw, Ben, you, with your bits. Thank you so much. This is awesome. More biddies. Biddies for days.
Biddy committee.
Speaking of biddies, the old biddy, she seems unfazed by these 3 drinks.
I have a feeling.
And T is just like, he's drinking them like 2 at a time because he's Mr. T. But the halfling is pretty sloppy. So the fourth round of drink comes out. I'm going to need you to make me a Constitution saving throw. 18?
19.
19. Oh, that's right. Good call. Yeah, no problem. You make it through. There we go. Yeah, you're fine. Mr. T is also fine. The biddy grandma, we're gonna steal from a different game. Good old Rosie Bee Stinger. She's hanging in there, I think. Nope.
No.
She's sloppy. She is... Actually, I lied. She's tipsy. And the halfling, he is drunk. Because he's a tiny liver. And that's just a lot of booze for him. 4th round of drink. Give me another Constitution saving throw. Or 5th round, rather.
22.
You are fine. Miss Bee Stinger is fallen down drunk. She can barely sit in her chair. The halfling is like basically passed out and they're trying to cut him off. And he's like, I'm fine. And he's just like, no, more. And you can tell that this guy probably has the audio out of sync again. Son of a bitch. It's an OBS thing, guys. It fixed itself earlier. If it's doing it again, I'm sorry. That's annoying. So the halfling, you can tell that it was only 25 gold to enter this drinking competition. You could tell that he's here to just get his 25 gold or more worth of alcohol if he can do it.
You know what? Good for him.
So he's fighting to stay in the chair. And Mr. T, he's unfazed.
That's my boy.
Alright, so, next round of drinks. Constitution saving throw.
Rosman clinks glasses of Mr. T.
Okay. Let's see what you got.
13.
That'll do it. Rosie. Maybe. She's hanging in there. The halfling passes out drunk. And Mr. T. This is the 5th round, I said? Right?
Yes.
Then he's okay. Next round. Keep going.
No. 9.
You're feeling a little tipsy right now. You feel as if you're feeling pretty fearless right now. And you feel like you would be pretty, like, you feel like you could be pretty convincing. Like, if you try to tell somebody that they should do something, you're like, you should do this, and then you believe that they'll do it. Rosie passes out. The halfling passes out. It's you and T. And T makes his save. Maybe.
Oh, shit.
T is like, I love Rosie! I ain't afraid to say it! It's the next round of drinks. Go ahead.
14.
You and T clink your glasses. 14 at this point, yeah, you're still good. And T goes for another drink. He's like, Rosé, I love it. I love it. And my mama! Alright, go me your next save.
Oh no.
You're pretty merry. You're starting to feel your extremities slow, but you're in that point where like you feel like in your head you're moving faster than ever, so you feel like you're kind of in the Matrix. Like I have supernatural movement speed, and like I can hear things before anybody else. I'm like hyper perceptive, and you also feel like you're so good. Were you exhausted? You could probably ignore 2 levels of exhaustion because you're just so happy right now. Go ahead and make your third neck. You guys are 8 drinks deep right now, by the way.
Yes.
T is like, he's like, oh, and you're just like, boom, next. And he's like sipping it down, and he's like looking over at you as you're just like, drink down. This is 9 rounds of drinks deep. Tiny little pink tiefling and giant muscular Mr. T. T, he feeling pretty tipsy. Tips T, if you will. Gotta make me another Constitution saving throw. You're just like, boom, let's go. And he's like, I love my mama. Yep. And he's just giggling to himself. And he makes his next save.
Ooh.
He's like, oh, but I do. I love her. T. Hey, give me another.
Oh, no.
You, my dear, you are fairly belligerent at this point. You feel like, you're like, wait a minute. What was I doing? No, I was in a drinking competition. Yes, that's what I'm doing right now. It's fine. However, you now have disadvantage on all attack rolls, saving throws, and ability checks. So your Constitution saves are at disadvantage. Okay. This is the 11th or 12th round of drinks. Go ahead and make your saving throw. T's hanging in there. You're hanging in there too. You're sloppy. You're sitting on that chair. And he's just like, impressive.
She's like, grabs onto his arm. We can do this.
And he goes, well, it's a competition, but I like your attitude.
Oh, right.
He's hanging in there. Go ahead and make another roll. At disadvantage, you are falling down drunk. All of those things apply. Thankfully, you're not fighting, so you don't drop your weapon. You're not moving, so you don't have to make a DC 15 dexterity saving throw to see if you can remain standing. However, you realize, like, you have a drunken moment of clarity and then it's gone, that you're probably going to have no memory of what happens tomorrow. Like, tonight, you're going to have, and when you sober up, the rest of today is a blackout.
This is my moment!
And he's like, I like it. And he is pretty much, he's close to being there with you. He's a little bit better than you, a little bit more coherent, rather. You gotta make me another save at disadvantage. You are there with the 14, because you have that +1. You're like, Got it. The glass isn't moving. It's stationary, but you're like, ah. And you drink it, and T is like, I love my mama. I love my city. I love my little chains. And he's like, I love rosé. And he's like talking in the little glass. He's like, I love it. It's so good.
I love that you love all those things.
And he goes, you nice pink lady. Yeah. Respect. Next round. You're like 15 rounds of drinks deep. T's hanging in there. Roswin. Roswin, you have fallen unconscious. Roll me 2d4.
Oh, worth it.
You are unconscious for 7 hours.
Good luck in the competition, Lux.
She says to nothing as she passes out on stage. So, T also is like, I did it! I won! And he falls off the stage drunk and starts snoring in the middle of the street. And the drinking competition is complete. Woo! The first round. So now it's 4 o'clock. Mm-hmm. Roswin is probably going to be drunk sleeping till about 11. Which may or may not be through your meeting this evening with Ontharr. Who knows? But, Lux, it is the 4 o'clock wrestling competition.
Yep, I turned to Odell.
Mm-hmm.
Odella. Do you mind watching her?
I don't mind.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No regrets.
I still out here like. All right, I'm ready.
Okay, so the way this works is it is like a more traditional wrestling scenario. There is a ring. You can either push your opponent out of the ring. The ring, we'll say, is 20 feet diameter, or 10, 20 feet in diameter, so it's a 15-foot circle, rather. You can pin your opponent for the equivalent of a round. You can force them to tap out by some sort of submission and or chokehold, or you can ring them out. Those are your options to win this. It's going to be basically grapple checks, and then from there you can choose to pin them, shove them to the ground and hold them there, or try to shove them backwards out of the ring.
Okay.
So, that's how that works. By the way, because technically grappling is using the attack action, were you to rage each time you would do it, it would count as an attack. So, it would stay up during the course of the fight. I don't know how many rages you have left, I think 1 or 2?
I have 1.
Okay, so just to throw that out there. So, you enter the ring, and you are entered into this ring with a... Nope, that would be too weird. Elturel is a normal city. With a gnome. Tiny little gnome man. And he kind of looks up at you because you're easily 3 times his height. And he goes, "Well, may the best one win." And you see the guy comes out, the kind of mediator, because it's not Mr. T anymore because he's unconscious. And he steps out in the middle. He goes "All right, well, I want a nice clean match. No cheap shots. You'll be disqualified. No using outside means." And he looks at the gnome. "No magic. And let's keep this clean and keep it fun, folks. This is what everybody's here for, entertainment. Let's make it entertaining." And he kind of does fight. And he backs up out of the ring. And it's you squared off with the gnome. I guess give me an initiative roll. 15. He got a 15. Your dexterity is a...
3.
So you beat him. You go first. What would you like to do?
Okay. So, what do I roll?
Did you want... What's your plan? Tell me what you're trying to do.
Okay, so we're in the middle, right?
Yes. Yeah, you're kind of you're not right next to each other, but you're
Okay.
5 feet away from each other. Only a 15-foot ring, so...
If anybody plays World of Warcraft, I really want just to punt him, but
That's not exactly...
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
You could throw him out if you wanted, but...
I'm gonna... I guess... You said either I could push him out, grapple him, pin him?
Yeah, basically, you would grapple him first.
Mm-hmm.
So you because you only have 1 attack at the level you're at, so you would grapple him. You would then... That would be the first turn, would be the grapple. If he stays grappled, you could then use, while he's grappled, the action to shove him to the ground and basically keep him pinned on the ground for basically a round, or push him out or something to that effect.
Okay. Yeah, then I'll grapple him.
Okay, so go ahead and make me an athletics check. It will be resisted by his acrobatics check. He ducks under, you kind of go to grab, and he ducks under your arms. That was your action. Did you want to do anything else?
No.
Okay. Then it's his turn. And he is going to attempt to grapple you as well. With a natural... Oh, he's a halfling. No, he's a gnome. Never mind. I lied. He's a gnome. So, roll, you can't get less than a 1. So he tries to grapple you, and like he tries to like grab. He's like grabbing onto your leg, sort of, and you're just kind of like pull your leg back. And he doesn't do anything. It's your turn.
Okay. Yeah. Same thing.
Grapple
Try to
again.
grapple him.
Yep.
Yep.
He tries to slip out, and you just got him in a bear hug. You've got him now. So, you have a hold of him. It's now his turn. He can use his action to try and escape. It is another contested check. His acrobatics versus your athletics. So, one more check. He gets a 10.
Ooh.
You get a 10. So, he's trying to... I think it's... I'm just going to say it's a tie, so let's just roll it again. Oops, having connection problems. Maybe 18. He got a 14. So you still haven't grappled. Hold it down. I just froze, I guess. Maybe. There we go. Oh, or not. So Light is now your turn.
Alright, so I am grappled, and you say I can try to push him out of the ring?
Yeah. Well, basically your options are if you use the shove action, you could push him 5 feet back, or you could push him prone to the ground.
I'll try to push him prone to the ground.
Okay. It would be a shove, so it would be athletics versus athletics for a shove. So you make an athletics check, and he makes an athletics check. 18. He doesn't even have a bonus to it, so you can't... You still got him grappled, but you try to shove him, and his little tiny sturdy gnome legs, you can't push him down. It's his turn, and he's going to make an acrobatics check, and you can make an athletics check, and he's going to try and climb up your body. $10, $15. You see him start to like try to grab onto your arm, and you're just like...
You're cut out.
You're just basically holding him in front of you. Like, this isn't happening. You're not doing this.
Can I just toss him out?
Yeah, you can definitely try. So, you've got him up in the air.
Yeah.
You can move at half speed, which is far enough to get to the edge of the ring. And then just make me a strength check. I'm going to say versus his dexterity check. You just... He hits the ground. You are the winner of this round of the wrestling match.
Next.
Alright, yeah, alright. You, it's the next match of the fight. Yeah.
You should have tried to climb on me. That was really...
Yeah, his goal, he was going to try to climb around your back and hope that your muscles were too big that you couldn't get him. And he was going to try to choke you out around your neck. That was his plan. He did not get to do that, though. Next fight, you are against a monk. Same style robes, but not Wong. But you would get the feeling, based on this, that he is of the same monastery. The Order of the... make me a history check. Let's not give away too much information.
Where's my history? Okay, hold on.
Oof.
Monastery is something.
Yeah.
You ain't sure what, but that's what it is. But they look like they had the same robes. So, you come into the ring, and I'm going to need you to make an initiative roll. He's got a 23. He rolled a natural 20. So you see him kind of like... He kind of does like one of the kind of like monk poses, and he gets his hands back in like a tiger claw motion. And he advances towards you, but so that you're still... Actually, no, because you guys were... Alright, 15-foot diameter. I'm going to say you guys were basically like right in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to like punch down at like towards your leg, but then as like a feint, he's gonna like open palm, like go to grapple you, but like trying to like strike you in the chest with his palm. Well, he's gonna try. We'll see if he hits. 23?
Yep.
So I'm not gonna bother with the damage, but I need you to make a strength saving throw. You feel as he hits you this wave of energy, like you see the dust around you go and push back, and you feel him like putting energy into that palm as if it would have thrown you backwards, but you just kind of stand there and weather it and take the hit in the chest. So he kind of like seems a little shocked, and he goes with the other palm to attempt to do the same thing. With a 24, I'm going to need you to make another strength saving throw. Yeah, he's like, and you're just like, ugh. Yeah, like you flex a little bit, and his hands kind of hit your hard ab muscles. Don't seem to really do anything. It's your turn.
No.
He's closer to you, though, so.
What was it?
I said,
He's
like,
closer?
Yeah, he's like next to you, so he moved to you to hit you.
I look at him and I do a nod. And for a bonus action, I go into a rage.
Okay, gold dragon scales appear all over your body. The heat in the arena seems to roil off of you as you stare him down in this draconic visage. What would you like to do?
I'm going to attempt to grapple him.
Okay, make me an athletics check at advantage. 21 versus a 22. He's like, and he kind of does like one of those like kung fu masters where he like leans back as you go to grab him, and he's like, and he's back up, and he's like, He kind of raises his eyebrow knowingly, and he's like, so then he is going to, it's his turn, and he is going to turn, and he's going to try to spin, and he's going to try to sweep your legs. Sweep the leg. But he just hits into your shin bone, and it just stops. And he kind of like looks up from crouched down on the ground up at you, and then he like stands back up, and he's like, all right, let's try this again. And he like goes to just slap you in the chest, or like right between the boobs, just with his open palm technique.
Not her.
And a 9, and he just smashes into scales, and he kind of like takes his hand back and shakes it a little bit. It's your turn.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of... Is there a way that I can try to get him prone?
Yeah, you would. Again, it would have to be the same situation. Like, you'd have to grapple him and then knock him down.
Okay. I'm assuming grapple and then knock him down, because he keep cutting out.
Yes. That would be what I would say.
Okay. Okay, then I'll
Okay.
grapple him.
At advantage.
Yeah.
Yep. You've got him in the bear hug. Unfortunately, it will be next turn. Since you only have currently the one attack. So, he's going to try to escape. With a 15, you get to make another athletics check at advantage. He slips from your grasp. He is a slippery little guy. It's his turn, and he's not gonna be. He's gonna try to grapple you. He doesn't really have. Actually, he's gonna. He is going to just try and knock you backwards out of the ring. He's just gonna try to shove you. So he is gonna make an athletics check contested by your athletics check to try to knock you back 5 feet. He goes to slam his shoulder into your, gut to knock you back, and you just kind of grab him around the middle, and you now have him grappled, and he's like bent over, and you sort of have him like right around the chest. It's your turn.
Can I do a suplex on him?
Sure. You wanna? Which kind of you want to go? You've got him down. You want to like shift over and just kind of go backwards over your head like that.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Make me an athletics check at advantage. And this will be... Yeah, you... And you, as you lean back, you manage to keep your arm inside the ring, but his lower half of his body just lands outside, and you hear like a ding, 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 and the bell is rung, and you have moved on to the next round of the wrestling match.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, for the sake of expediency, since we are approaching-ish time, and there's a lot more stuff I'd like to do, that there's been matches in between here, and we're going to say that this is a championship, I'm going to combine the two together, two wrestling matches. So you will move on to the last one, unless anybody wanted to do the talent exhibition if they had any. Or Osmond's unconscious, so I'm assuming Odella's watching her, so...
I'm sleeping.
We're going to move on. This is...
I'm trying to see if anybody around can, like, help her out. Like, if there's any clerics around that can, like, wake her up or anything.
I mean, you don't have Lesser Restoration, do you? Nope. Alright. I think she has herbs on her that can probably do something fairly similar, but you don't know which ones they are, so... Don't you have one that, like, prevents, like, alcohol, like, something like that?
I think so. I don't remember which one it is.
Yeah, I think she has one that removes all negative, like, side effects of alcohol. But, yeah, so, lightly of
Slows intoxication.
would have been good to take ahead of time.
Yeah, but that's cheating.
Fair. So we're going to move on to, this is the championship match. I'm going to just say that you made it. It's you versus the reigning wrestling champion... Rikishi. This is a large... No, Rikishi. This is a large, rotund, thong-wearing sumo wrestler with these sweet-ass yellow sunglasses. Yellow shade. Like, these are weird. You guys
Thong versus thong light.
Yeah, you guys haven't really seen this, and he kind of, like... And he comes out, and he's got a dance move going on. There's, like, he's got his own entrance music. And he's got his two, like, little cohorts that are kind of, like, dancing. One of them's doing the worm. The other one's doing the running man. They're, like, having a blast. And then they all kind of, like, end like this. And then he, like, takes the shades off and hands them to his one friend who has got frosted tips up through the top of a fedora hat with the top cut out of it. And he just kind of, like... And he just kind of stares at you as the Stuff Championship match begins. So, I'm going to need you to roll initiative. Might as well have fun with it, right, Light?
Right. Holy crap.
You get the drop on him, and he's like, he's down in sumo pose, like, looking at you.
Alright, so... Is there a way I can... I'm just gonna try to grapple him.
Okay, so you gotta move on. As you get closer and look, you see that he's, like, oiled. Like, you can't tell if it's oil or sweat, but he's got, like... You're a very attractive lady, but this dude's got some serious... Like, he could probably use a bra. And he's all oiled up, and, like, it could be sweat, it could be oil. He's got bleach blonde hair streaked back. Lucky, you have a reroll of a natural 1.
Thank you.
And you would like to try and grapple Rikishi?
Yeah.
Ew, don't touch him. It's not worth it.
Alright. Go ahead and make me a grapple check.
Oh boy.
Contested by his grapple check. Which is... Ooh. Just that. He rolls a natural 1. So you, like... And even though you can feel your arms wanting to slip off of this oiled man's skin, you've got him in a grapple.
Alright. And I can. Okay, well, it's his turn.
Yes, it's his turn. And he just kind of smirks at you, and he's gonna grab onto you, and he's gonna try to, like German suplex you out of the ring. Well, not German suplex. He's gonna side suplex you, try and, like, throw you out of the ring. So, that's gonna be an athletics check versus an athletics check. Go ahead, Light. Here he goes. Natural 1. He's got an 8. You have a reroll of a natural 1.
Oh, thank God.
Oh my God!
Seriously? It was that second time.
Second
time.
Yeah. He just tosses you. You feel like as you get thrown, because he's got you like this, he like pulls you close and throws you, and you feel your face just rub against the sweaty moobs as they fly out of the ring.
Ted, don't make eye contact with me as you say that.
I only did that because you rolled double natural ones. I mean, that's rough, buddy. Like, oof. And as he does that, he kind of goes like, one of his friends throws him the shades, and he puts them on, and he goes like, down, and they all start dancing in unison, and it's awesome, and they're like going back and forward.
I'm just gonna kind of like wipe the whatever and be like,
Yeah.
So apparently it just takes a man to kind of cheat a little bit. I got you. I'm gonna walk away.
They don't make any comments about dragon scales or raging from earlier, so they just let you go. They're just dancing, having a good
but
time.
Oil.
I mean, it didn't actually.
I guess I could have oiled.
You could have. Also, it didn't impart anything negative or positive on him anyway. It was just because it's gross. So, yeah, that was a purely. I made him exactly the same as you, so it was a purely just roll off to see how things went. I mean, an 8 versus double natural. That was the second time, right?
That's the second time. It happened to the monk and him.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
I swear he doesn't like it.
I
This game doesn't like me. What was it? Athletics? I gotta just out of curiosity. Yeah, fuck you. I'm done.
all right. So you
I immediately just. I just kind of. You know what? No. I go up to Roslyn and Adela, and I gotta take a bath.
Yeah. All right.
And I pick up Roslyn, and I'm just going to head back to.
Okay. So you guys make your way back to. You guys get cleaned up, and you guys manage to make it out in time. I'll say you get cleaned up, and you manage to make it back in time for the free dinner that's happening.
Even me?
No, you're just freshened up a little bit, I'm guessing, or not. Maybe you're just asleep in bed. We'll just say you put her down for a nap.
We
Lux?
put her down for good.
Do you see Puppy? It's not the Belladonnas without a bath scene.
Yeah, that's fair. So, I'm gonna say you just probably take her back to the room and, like, "Aw, buddy," and put her down to sleep.
Yeah.
And then
I'm gonna ask: is there anybody in like downstairs or anything, or any bars and stuff? I'm gonna say: is there like coffee?
Yeah, we'll say that there's coffee. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just bring it up. Maybe the smell. Maybe she kind of like, something. I just put it next to her and get ready
Sure.
or whatever.
Okay, so you get yourself cleaned up. Rosalind, I'm gonna let you make a DC 16 Constitution saving throw at disadvantage to smell the coffee and wake up.
Sure.
Nope. It's gonna be iced coffee or lukewarm table coffee by the time you wake up, but still. Okay, so yeah, Lux, you get cleaned up. No more fat man sweat on you.
No. I soak myself in the freaking tub.
You are clean. Yes. Okay. Pygot is giving Roswin interesting dreams.
And I'll just tell him, like, if anybody comes in here, just come back and let me know.
Okay.
Find me.
And while you're laying down there, like, ugly snoring on the ground, you see, rested on your head as you're laying down, like, stroking your face is a tiny little sunflower leaf, just, like, trying to be as, like, pulling your hair out of your eyes and just, like, stroking your cheek and, like, patting your back ever so slightly, like, trying to make you feel better.
Oh, hell yeah. My girl.
As best as possible. So, yeah, Lux, you get cleaned up, and you can meet Odella for the free dinner if you would like. Or whatever you guys plan is to do. I don't know.
I'm all about free dinner.
What about you?
Fumi?
Yeah.
Oh,
After you get
sorry,
clean.
I must have cut out. So yeah, I'll go get some, and I probably would have, if I had time apart, would have brought some back for Roslyn. Might be cold, but it'll still be there.
Hi. That's like you said, it's the thought that counts. So, you go and do that. I'm going to say they basically have decided to nix open mic night and go for a sort of battle of the bands, best musician style competition. And you see a handful of, but basically that's what it's going to be for the rest of the night. Like, they extended the dinner, and they're going to have like a battle of the bands as entertainment while you guys eat. And they're doing multiple courses. It's been a long day. You see some people nursing hangovers already. You see, like, a medical staff has now arrived. Like there's a few, like, herbalists there, like, ready because things went a little crazier than anticipated today. With, like, the MC of the show passing out drunk halfway through the games. And while you're there, you guys notice that in the line for the Battle of the Bands, a sullen, white-haired high elf, or moon elf, I should say, with as the sun is slowly beginning to set, a slight pearlescence radiance to her skin, wielding a seemingly unwieldy instrument of a guitar with blades on the end. In line, in front of her, in line, Lux is the guy who's, you see he's kind of like trying out his fingers and like 1, 2, 3. It's the half orc that you saw earlier, with the silken robes, and he has just a strange looking instrument like over his shoulder. It is a large red and green plaid sack with several pipes sticking out of it, and like one long pipe with some holes on it, like in front of him. And you see him kind of like testing it out and like testing his fingers on the holes, and he's in front of her like getting prepped. It's kind of weird because he's a big hulking half orc with this big, some strange instrument from a far off land. And you know, things go through. You watch a couple of solo acts. You watch a couple of bands perform. You see some lovely bands. Owlbear City, System of a Drow, the Backstreet Bards, Def Leprechaun, Dampier Weekend, Scion Maiden, Daft Monk, you know, Arrow, ARROW, Smith. A bunch of people play. Then you see this guy who introduces himself as Gronk. That's all he just goes, just one name, like Cher. He's Gronk, and he's the bagpipist. The music is foreign and strange to you all, but it doesn't sound bad. Like, it's just different. It's nothing you're used to hearing, but it has a sort of... You get the feeling that in the right tone, it could almost be hauntingly beautiful, almost invoking a sadness, but it also could be strangely upbeat, and like it's a weird mixture. And he plays, and it's pretty impressive. And then, last act of the night is someone you guys know quite well. And you witnessed an epic performance, Lux, at the Cult of the Dragon camp in the woods. The distraction the let's be quiet and calm distraction that was an epic Dragon Force inspired bardic display. And this, she plays one set, and it's really, really sad. It is basically cats in the cradle. Like, people are bawling, parents are hugging their children, dads are crying over, but rather than, like, son and father, it's, like, friends, and you get the feeling that she's crying about not fitting in and not really being a part of something. And yeah, people, it's just movingly, hauntingly sad. Everybody is like, I need to send a raven to my mother, because everybody's really, and, like, it almost... Odella, you don't really know her well. But Lux, I don't want to say it's heartbreaking, but, like, clearly there may have been something going on there that was masked through naivete, potential immaturity, possibly even a little bit of harshness and standoffishness, potentially wanting to hide behind a mask, both literal and figurative. And then they're basically like, all right, like, way to bring the entire games down. But she refuses to get off stage, even though it's supposed to be the end. And then she's like, all right, well, that's enough. And then she kind of, like, does, like, a sweet guitar swing, which would be dangerous to most people because you could cut them with the axe blade, but spins the guitar around, and then what ambidextrous goes to the other side of the guitar, spins it around playing it lefty, and then just shreds this epic song. Do I have the music? I can't remember if I did this. I don't know if I do, because I didn't think this through. I did, but I didn't. That was just the problem. Like, I didn't know that this was going to happen. I had this thought prepared ahead of time, but... Shit. I don't think... Can I add... I can't add the music. Crap.
Adela's, like, wiping away tears from her eyes.
Yeah, I don't. We'll just go with... I don't know. I don't have the music. I'm sorry. It's basically... It is just like an epic, crazy, like the notes that erupt from this guitar, this yarding, don't sound like the sounds that this could make. And it is basically this long killer, almost in a Dragon Force style song, like shredding on the guitar. She's up and down. Columns of flames are erupting behind her. There's no pyrotechnics here. Nobody else had these. Where is this coming from? Fire, like, as if she could have harnessed this into combat, this would have been insane. Fire, like, it doesn't hurt anybody, it's just epic. And it is this awesome song about this awesome group of adventurers called the Belladonnas, and how they will be there to right the wrongs and help the weak and, you know, save the day, and how, you know, be on the lookout for them, they're the next big thing. And it's just like, there's a section in each one about every member, even ones that are no longer there, about how great they were and what friends they were and how powerful they are, and just this epic tale of friendship. And it's amazing, and everybody is like, what was before the sad crying moment is now just this joy. People are cheering, people are clapping, it's insane, and it's just no contest. They give the championship to, and the winner of the Battle of the Bands is Phoenix. And you see, she kind of, like, just turns away from the stage to leave. And I'm just going to give you guys this. But she doesn't, like, she sees you guys in the crowd, Odella and Lux, and she just kind of gives you guys just a solemn nod. And then just, like, turns around to walk off the stage and walk away. And you see the strange half-orc bagpipist, like, run after her, and you see, like, an exchange of conversation, and he puts his arm around her, and she puts her arm around him, and the two of them, with their strange instruments and their strange way of living life, just walk off into what is literally the sunset. And that is the end of basically the events of the games and the end of the day. And you guys are, the people start packing up, and it's around 8 p.m., and you knew that your meeting was supposed to be, you were going to get a courier someone was going to come and give you the message of when to meet Leosin and Ontharr this evening. And as you guys are like packing up, trying to comprehend everything that you just saw, somebody kind of just like hands you a drink, Odella, like a cup, and you look in the cup and there is a piece of parchment in the cup, and then just disappears.
I'll take a look at the parchment.
And you open it up, and it says, it just gives you like a street name, and it says like, it gives you like a number. It's 7, and it's like Dock Street, and that's all it says. Oh, 7 Dock Street, 9 p.m. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Which is like an hour from now.
I'll show Lux,
No.
and then I'll light it on fire.
It's gone.
Hope you wrote that down, girl.
So what time is it? We're supposed to meet in an hour?
Uh-huh.
I don't remember. I'm kidding.
Girl, don't play.
Well, should we attempt to try to wake up Rosamund? Actually, during this whole, like, I would say this, like, before the show, seeing, like, the clerics and stuff, could I have gone to them and asked if there was something that we can wake up a friend faster?
These folks, unfortunately, are more... They'll have, like... They're more for, like, curing alcohol poisoning. They're more herbalists, not like, full-blown clerics. Like, they have tonics. They'll give you something, but for, like, it's more, you know, like, if somebody's, like, real bad, like, in risk of dying of alcohol poisoning, it's, like, the equivalency of, like, an X-Lax stomach pump Epicac-style drink. But they'll give you that if that's what you want, because why not?
No.
But they don't, like, they have things for, like tummy aches from people who had too much pie in pie eating contests, and, like, salves for bruised knuckles, broken arms, you know, people that got hurt in any of the kind of physical competitions. But they don't really have, like, their kind of thought processes are, if you'd had too much to drink, just sleep it off. That's kind of, like, it's par for the course.
Okay.
But yeah, you guys have an hour if you had, and she's asleep, so, you know. It's been since she passed out drunk. She passed out drunk at 3, so it's been 5 hours at this point. So she's gotten a decent sleep. You may be able, you know, to try it again to see.
Yeah, I would have done that.
Okay. And they're just like hissing in her ear, like.
You're getting all sorts of weird visions of Mr. T, Roswin, in your sleep.
What?
Mr. T, while you're sleeping, because he's imparting dreams, like images into your head. You're asleep, so like you won't really remember them because you're asleep, but like you might, like, in the future, you know how when you wake up and you're like, did I have it? No, I didn't have it. And you're like, because you also won't remember any of the day because you just got blackout drunk. So
the whole day or just the drinking competition?
We'll make a check.
Okay.
Because it was some heavy drinking for a tiny, like, how much? Your tiefling is like, what, 4 something? 5'1"? What?
She's a whole 5'3".
And she weighs like nothing, and she drank like
Yeah.
15. She's light enough to fly, and she had 15 drinks in like boom, 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 just going. So that's a lot of alcohol.
It was rosé though. That's her drink.
Yeah, but it's sweet, so like that's an awful hangover. Like that's not a good day.
Yeah, we can go try and wake her up real quick.
Okay, so you guys go into the room, and like you see Odella. Pi got just like the biggest smile on his face, just like, I have done so much shit, but like you just think that it's super cute. Like, oh, look at him taking care of her.
Watch it over.
Yeah,
He's
and
so
then
good.
Roswin's face is like,
yeah, basically. And then Lux, I'm gonna say that you notice her little animate sunflower has like moved and is like trying to like unable to, but like pulling at a pouch at her waist. Like,
Okay.
and he's like, he like looks at like the face of the sunflower, rather turns and looks at you and like points at the pouch.
Okay, I go to the pouch.
So like it's a lightweight pouch, but it's
Yeah.
a sunflower. So you like open it up, and like several little vials of herbs fall out, and the sunflower walks over and points at one, and like points at you, points at the herb, and points at Roswin.
I pick it up and I go. I mean, basically, I look at the sunflower.
And it's like
Nothing phases me anymore.
it's like it's trying to give you like the thumbs up, but it has no thumbs because it's
where's
just.
your badger been this entire
He's still in the fighting ring.
He didn't give a shit.
He's been chilling in the room.
Yeah, he's been
I
there
never get lost.
with Roswin, I guess we'll
side
say.
adventures with Helia the badger and Pygot?
Oh
Yeah,
my
they
god,
had-
that'd be such a great one shot.
We may have to do.
Oh
We'll
my
see. We'll see. We'll see.
We have to do that.
Well, I will work on something. So
Okay.
yeah, he points.
So okay, so I take it and then I'm kind of like, is it liquid? Is it like?
It
herbs?
is. It's like it looks like a mint leaf almost.
Mint leaf.
It's not mint leaf, but it's like that. It looks like it could be an edible herb.
Okay. So I open it, and so I probably take like a little piece and see if I could just stick it in her mouth.
Yeah, she's like. So her mouth is open, so
Yeah.
she doesn't look happy about whatever's going on in her head, but you can just easily just
Cut it
like
out.
put the leaf right in her mouth.
Yeah. So I close it, and I'm kind of like looking at her facial expressions. And is Pygot like right there?
Like curled up like a cat, like above her head, and just like again, it's hard to tell because it doesn't really have like. It's a dragon. Like the smile emotions aren't really there, but like it just looks like it's just like super happy.
I'm gonna say in Draconic, and I know he probably really. Do you mind?
And then it shakes its head no, but it doesn't move.
I called to Odella. Do you mind? He's just wrapping around her head, and I'm trying to get her to at least kind of attempt to chew this and see if she can wake up.
I mean, he's being so cute, but sure. And I'm like, okay, come back, Pygot.
And he like flies, like he kind of like looks at, like if it could shrug like and care less, like a cat that just doesn't care. Like if there was a table with a cup on it, it would knock it over, but it's just like, and it flies over and like curls. Oh, there is. It knocks the coffee cup over with its tail as it looks at you. Lux, it just flicks its tail and the coffee cup falls over on the floor, and then it just like flies and it like wraps around Odella's neck.
Nothing phases me.
I'm sorry.
Do you mind getting another cup of coffee?
Sure, I'll go and leave and get a cup of coffee.
Okay, so you guys go and get the cup of coffee, and Lux, you're able to administer and like kind of like make her chew up the
Like
Just
in the
chew it up
Princess
and
Bride
spit it in
when
my mouth.
putting the
Yep, just like that.
Mama bird.
Yeah, yeah, just exactly like the Princess Bride, where she's just you gotta put the thing and make him chew it. Yeah, that's fine. So you do that, and then by the time you finish chewing the making her chew up this herb, you return with the cup of coffee, and Roswin, the coffee just smells so right. And you stir, and oh my god, does your head hurt. Like it's been in a vice, and you're just like you got an eye open, and you can see the light, even though it's like sun, like it's the sunset, it's bright, and it's just like it's the worst. You know the feeling. You know what I'm talking about. It's not a good time.
What? I have never been hungover in my life.
No, I'm sure.
Can I roll to see how much I remember?
Sure, make me an intelligence check.
Okay.
Okay, 13. I forgot we would have had other numbers previous on the saving throws. Or no, I did those, but it's irrelevant. You remember getting up in the morning. You remember turning into the horse. You remember the first and the second match. But that's all you remember. After that, everything's a blur.
She reaches out to Adela and goes, "Did we forfeit?"
Forfeit what?
The race. I was supposed to do the last race, but I don't remember.
We won. And I point over to the
Yeah.
armor.
Yeah.
The horse armor.
There's a big pile of shiny metal armor in the corner.
Yes. We will be selling that.
What time is
And
it?
don't touch it.
It would be...
It's 8:30.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My head hurts.
I hand her the coffee. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry.
she just kind of...
It is amazing. You don't really eat meat, but you have this just desire to just eat some sort of greasy meat product and a lot of potatoes. You're just like, oh, I wish there was brunch right now.
Oh, I love brunch.
I mean, the food I would have got would have been.
Yeah, there is
and all
some,
that stuff. So
there is some food there that Lux brought for you.
She'll eat some potatoes.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not. The potatoes are good. There's a lot of fruit and nuts and berries and things. Not really great hangover food, but the potatoes are solid.
Yeah. Well, what else happened? Why am I in bed? Don't we have something to do?
yes, we're gonna have to leave soon. I did win the arm wrestling, not the wrestling.
Oh,
I
missed
want to
it
forget
all.
that. It's fine. We will tell you stories.
Okay. She just goes to get out of bed and then sits back down and is like, oh.
Do you have something that can help you? I mean, I handed her the vial that
Yeah.
the little sunflower pointed at me. So,
I didn't know you
those
knew
little sunflower.
herbology.
What was it?
I didn't know you knew herbology. How'd you know to give me this?
I didn't, and I point to the sunflower.
And it's like,
Oh, she picks it up and gives it 100 kisses. You're so good.
and it's like, if a sunflower can be demure and shy, that's what it does.
Oh, I put it in my hair.
Yes.
Okay.
So you are able, I'll say, you, between herbalism, coffee, and food, you're able to stave the majority of the hangover off, but not all of it. This wasn't a magic night of amazingness. This was a regular night of drinking shitty, sugary wine-based product. So you are, not that I anticipate this is going to happen too much, but I'm going to say all mental-based saving throws you're going to have disadvantage at, and you're going to be vulnerable to psychic damage. And that's till you take a long rest.
Okay.
Again, not that I anticipate that'll happen, but weirder things have happened with you guys, so who knows. And then you piss off a mind flayer out of nowhere, and it's a bad day for Roswin. Alright, so I'm going to say that you guys are able to get yourselves ready, get cleaned up, food in you, coffee, get yourself ready, and you're able to make it to Dock Street, and you make it to number 9 Dock Street, which is a darkened, small house at the edge of the street, kind of set back a little bit away from the road. And as you guys go to open the door, that's where we're going to end it for tonight.
Oh, that was fun.
That's fine.
While Rosalind was getting ready, I would take Lux aside and be like, should we tell her about Phoenix or?
Afterwards.
Okay.
Right now, her mind not focused, and I'd rather tell her afterward.
And you also remember, Lux, as a permanent reminder of this, you have possession of a certain unicorn mask.
Oh yeah. I have it.
If we ever get a flying broom, we gotta put that on the front.
Yes.
A flying horse broom.
Yeah.
All right. Well, folks, thank you so much for coming and checking out this episode of Hoard of the Dragon Queen. A little bit of a lighthearted break from the Cult of the Dragon craziness that has been plaguing these ladies. Fighting dragons, animated hordes, party tensions, betrayal, death, destruction, all of that. It's always nice to have a little bit of a break, even though normally this happens after a campaign arc, but I say, why can't you have it happen mid-campaign? Give them a little bit of fun stuff, that way when the bad stuff happens, it's more impactful, but they feel like more of a team. More fun things have happened for them. So, anyway, guys, we appreciate you coming out. You can be sure to check back here tomorrow night at like 8:30, 9 p.m., where we'll be playing Out of the Abyss, right behind me here at this table, where we will also be joined by the lovely At Lazy Mermaid and Katie, who will be playing her character, Katie, who is basically her. Her and her big, fluffy shadow hound, Mrs. O'Leary, joining Dalius and Angel Hair, Ikaj, Marco Polo, and Spaghetti, and Droop and Trevi Trev, as they travel through the Underdark to stop whatever crazy shit is happening to us right now. So, be on the lookout for that fun time. And who knows what's going to happen now? I'm not really tired. You may be able to check here on the channel, because Katie's slowly spinning the camera around. Hey, there's me right here. Katie and I may do some Mario Kart, possibly. Stream some Mario Kart after this. Just keep an eye on social media. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Before we close out this night, I did again want to thank Kit for playing Phoenix and bringing that character and the fun and sometimes weird situations with cake and unicorn masks and otherwise to this group. We appreciate the time and the intrigue and things that came along with her playing the game. We also anticipate that real life sometimes gets in the way of even the most fun things, and you have to make the decision to drop out. It sucks when it happens, but unfortunately it does. So, will the Belladonnas get another fourth member? We don't know. We'll have to see. We're in talks with some folks. We'll see what happens. I don't know, but I did want to ask, or just say, but as we end this, did you guys have anything that you wanted to say? Questions, comments, concerns, things you liked, things you hated, just to kind of round out the session here.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I loved those competitions. Those were really fun. I was at the edge of my seat, and you guys can all probably hear me clapping and stomping my feet. But no, that was really fun, and I had no regrets about that drinking. That was hilarious.
You stole the drinking competition for me because I was totally gonna have Odella because she has she has proficiency on her Constitution saves.
Oh, you should have done it.
I mean, she knew she had a meeting that night, so I don't know that she would have done it anyway. Unless she was really confident that she wouldn't get drunk, but...
Roswin felt excited about that.
She let you go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she did. She did a lot better than I thought she was going to.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know. There might be something in the future, so...
That's true. I mean, you guys do know that within a year's time, and Scornerbell has an even... this was an impromptu get-together, these games. Some of you know a little bit more about why they were, unless you shared that with them. by the way, Laura.
You keep cutting out. So.
Sorry, unless you shared with the party why these were an impromptu set of games. Did you?
I did not.
Okay. So these were impromptu, these games. A little behind the screen stuff for you. Whereas you do know that in about a year's time, or within or next summer, the city of Scornabel, which they'd already traveled through, where they baked pies with Ghost Mom and had naked bath time eating pies, has a much larger tournament with a much more larger variety rather of games, and that is a big deal. Like, that's much bigger. This was just kind of something thrown together.
I suppose Abdullah needs to actually have a talent for the future.
Not necessarily, but that is so you guys know that will be coming. If you survive and happen to be in the area when that happens, there will be a big tournament with serious prizes.
Della and Sweetie Pie better make another appearance.
Who knows? But yeah,
We should practice in our downtime.
Oh yeah, can we do that to get boons to that?
we can definitely talk about it if the opportunity arises.
We're gonna just trash all the competition if we're alive.
Yeah, like you were kind of. I think you may be trying to edge in there to say a couple things. Did you have anything you wanted to say?
No, I mean, besides those freaking natural ones.
Yeah, sorry, dude.
Back to back, twice.
That was rough.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could help, but the dice are dice. Sometimes they just don't want you to do things.
How many things happen for this?
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I don't.
One, so that's all good.
Hey, I mean, that was. Oh, by the way, I think I told you got 500 gold for that, right?
500 gold?
That was what was in. It was 50 gold to enter their arm wrestling competition, but 500 was what you won because you got both because the monk turned in his.
Total.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
I think my new name is Rosewin.
Rosewin.
Yeah.
Nice. So, yeah, and you would have gotten, well, I'm not going to tell you what you would have gotten had you done it, because that would just be mean. So, yeah. Well, anyway, guys, if that's it, we're going to round this out and end this episode. Be on the lookout for this to hit YouTube in the next couple days. I'm in the process of uploading Sunday's Curse of Strahd game, but it is 7 hours. We played for 7 hours in these chairs, which is not a good idea.
My butt still hurts.
Yeah, there's 7 hours of fighting evil things in Barovia. Just, you know what? Don't go to the Underdark. Don't go to Ravenloft. Just bad times. Just don't do it.
You should ask Jake if you can post the closure thing he wrote for that.
I might see if I can't get him to read it in one of his cool voices, in his baby, in his baby voice.
He should in his baby voice or the old lady voice.
Oh my god, that'd be great. We'll see. Yeah, we have a nice closure to the end of the stream. What happened afterwards before we pick up again. But anyway, guys, thank you. We will see you in 2 weeks from now for this stream. Until then, have a good night, and we'll see you then.